Hello, Falcons fans! Here we are with the latest updates to keep you well informed, so without further ado, hit that like button and let's get right to it. After weeks of frustration, the long-awaited Kyle Pitts reveal has finally happened. Falcons fans, we've all been waiting for this. Pitts, who has been quiet for the most part this season, came out swinging on Thursday night, catching 7 passes for 88 yards, his best performance of the season thus far. Atlanta's offense was clicking, and it was refreshing to see Pitts being used the way we all know he can be. Head coach Raheem Morris may have had a lighthearted answer when asked about Pitts after last week's shutout performance, but let's be real, we didn't draft Kyle Pitts to be a blocker. Sure, blocking is part of the job, but Pitts is on this team to be a playmaker, a real threat to opposing defenses. And on Thursday night, he reminded us why we drafted him so high in the first place. But here's the thing. While this was a breakout game for Pitts, it's understandable that some of you are still feeling a little wary. This season, the Falcons' offense has leaned more heavily on Darnell Mooney and Drake London as Kirk Cousins' favorite targets. Pitts, despite his obvious talent, has found himself slipping to the third or fourth option. So will this performance signal a new chapter for Pitts, or was it just a flash in the pan? Let's not forget that Cousins is unlikely to throw the ball 60 times per game going forward, so it remains to be seen how big a role Pitts will play in this offense. However, what Thursday night proved is that, when used correctly, Kyle Pitts can still be the game changer we all hoped he would be. So, Falcons fans, it was a great night for Kyle Pitts, and for one night, we were able to put aside the frustration and remember just how special this guy can be. The big question now is, will we see more of this Kyle Pitts as the season progresses? What do you think? Will Pitts continue to be a key weapon in this offense, or do you think this was just a one-off performance? Right now, the Falcons have a lot to be proud of. We're 3-2, leading the division, and feeling good after that insane 36-30 overtime win. But here's the big question, can we keep this momentum going? The schedule ahead is no joke, and there are some serious challenges ahead. Falcons survive a tough start to season started with a lot of questions surrounding our roster. From the surprise first-round pick Michael Penix Jr. to questions about veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins, many analysts and fans were skeptical that this team could succeed. And let's be real, after some shaky performances, especially that tough game against the Steelers, it's been a roller coaster ride. But Falcons Nation, here we are atop the NFC South, thanks to some game-winning performances. Kirk Cousins, in particular, has been a standout against the Bucs, throwing for an impressive 509 yards and breaking Matt Ryan's single-game passing record, ironically on the night Ryan was inducted into the Falcons' Ring of Honor. If that's not poetic, I don't know what is. However, while we're crushing it through the air, averaging 260.6 passing yards per game, our running game has been lagging. We're only allowing 96.8 yards per game compared to the 148.4 we're allowing to our opponents. This imbalance is something we have to address if we want to be serious contenders as the season progresses. Now, let's talk about the road ahead because, Falcons fans, it's going to be a struggle. Next up is a divisional matchup against the Panthers, and while that should be a win, things get much tougher after that. We're facing teams like the Seahawks, Commanders, and Vikings in the coming weeks, and let me tell you, these are not easy opponents. Seattle is under new head coach Mike McDonald, and they've been playing brilliant defense. The Vikings are undefeated, with Sam Darnold playing like a man on a mission. And Washington? They've been an offensive powerhouse, with rookie QB Jaden Daniels surprising everyone with his performance so far. These are teams that will test us in every way. Can Kirk Cousins keep throwing like he did against Tampa? Or will we need to lean more on the run game and guys like Bijan Robinson? Our wide receivers, Drake London and Darnell Mooney, along with tight end Kyle Pitts, are going to have to step up in these tough matchups. The defense needs to step up, and let's not forget about the defense. So far, the unit has been solid, but not spectacular. Through 5 games, we've recorded 5 sacks, 23 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions. That's decent, but if we're going to beat teams like Seattle, Minnesota, and Washington, we're going to need more production. Guys like Grady Jarrett, A.J. Terrell, Jesse Bates III, and Matthew Judon need to bring the heat. Stopping power plays is going to be key, and let's be real, our defense can't afford to have bad days with these games coming up. We need more big plays, more pressure on quarterbacks, and more turnovers to really give us a chance in these matchups. So, Falcons fans, here's where we're at. We're leading the division right now, but the season is far from over. The second half is where we'll really see what this team is made of. Are we true contenders, or have we just enjoyed an easier schedule so far? I want to hear from you. Do you think the Falcons can keep this up? Will Kirk Cousins and our offense continue to shine, or are you worried about the tough games ahead? As for the defense, do you think we can get more out of our guys on that side of the ball? On Thursday night, wide receiver Drake London had the game of his career, showing exactly why the Falcons selected him number 2 overall in the 2022 NFL Draft. Facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, London put on a show with 12 receptions on 13 targets for 154 yards and a touchdown. This wasn't just any game, it was the kind of breakout performance the Falcons needed, and the kind of game London himself had been waiting for. From the very first drive, London set the tone. On an option route in the slot, quarterback Kirk Cousins found the 6'4", 215-pound receiver, and London did the rest, running through 3 defenders to score the opening touchdown. Falcons fans were excited, and it was clear from that moment that London was focused. But the night wasn't without drama. Early in the second quarter, after making several more catches, London took a brutal helmet-to-helmet hit from Buccaneers linebacker KJ Britt, earning Britt a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness. London went to the medical tent, and fans held their breath as he was evaluated for a concussion. Drake London wasn't about to sit out, though. He walked out of the tent, into the locker room, and before anyone knew it, he was running back onto the field. His toughness and determination were on full display, and he finished the game stronger than ever. The game-winning play of the night came late in the game, with the Falcons trailing 30-27 with no timeouts remaining. The offense needed a field goal to tie the game, and Cousins threw a pass to London down the middle of the field. London, showing incredible awareness, kept running with the ball before he was tackled, immediately handed it back to the referee, and gave the Falcons enough time to spike the ball. This crucial play allowed kicker Young-Ho Koo to hit a 47-yard field goal and send the game into overtime. In overtime, London delivered once again, catching an 18-yard pass on third down to set up receiver Cotterell Hodge for the game-winning touchdown. After the game, London celebrated with Kirk Cousins' famous line, "You like that?" And honestly, Falcons fans, how could you not love that? Tampa Bay has to be sick of seeing London by now. In just 5 games against them, he's already racked up 3 100-plus yard performances, including a career-high 172 yards last December. Whether it's a coincidence or not, all 3 games have come at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. At just 23 years old, Drake London is quickly becoming a force to be reckoned with. This was his best game yet, and it's safe to say that he and Kirk Cousins put the entire NFC on alert. With the Falcons atop the NFC South after Week 5, things are looking up for Atlanta. So what do you think, Falcons fans? Was this the real standout game for London, or do you think there's more to come? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates. Go Falcons!